Neuro is nothing but the neurology, the neurons, the network, the neural networks that connect the messages internally your brain. And linguistic is nothing but language. Everybody knows about it. And programming is the scripting that you perceive about the external world or the external event since childhood you grew up with, and you store in your own understanding, in your own language patterns. So that's about neuro-linguistic programming in a short definition perspective. But you have lots of information on Google. You guys can go explore it. But to make it simple, I'm trying to relate this NLP today for the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, because we all have heard about the five senses, right? From the five senses, have you heard about that? Horses, the chariots. Who is the charioteer and who is the passenger who's actually riding the car, or and the Sri Krishna, who's the one who's driving you, and the mind, body, and the intellect, and all that concept. So NLP, the reason I'm connecting this with NLP is because you have tremendous benefits, and you can get rid of your bad memories. You can get rid of your unresolved emotional deepest feelings that have been stuck from the past 10 or 15 or whatnot. And if you really understand your mind, I think that's the greatest gift that you can give it to yourself. So what I wanted to cover today in the next 2 to 5 minutes is this particular NLP is a huge, very big course, and we got to really pay attention to each and every session. There's a communication model, there's submodalities, there's all sorts of beautiful tools and techniques that Richard Bandler and John Grinder have brought this together for us to have a best benefit. You can first explore the free videos in YouTube and all the data, all the PDFs. You may try to search it and then start understanding and try to soak into the knowledge. But of course, only after doing my research, I started realizing that I have to do the course with the pure NLP through Richard Bandler. It's expensive, but again, yeah, it's worth it. And right now, I have taken it through the Transformational Academy, which is accredited course. But I wanted to share this information today with you. So what else? You're going to get the knowledge on how to communicate. The reason I'm trying to relate it with Bhagavad Gita is because we all talk about the indriyas pe control karo. Try to control your indriyas. But first thing, we need to understand how the mind works. And if we don't understand the faculty of mind, how can we really know who we truly are? To go to the deeper levels of spiritual process, we definitely need to give a best gift to our own self. So anyway, these, I want to make it short. So these external events since childhood that you have, you're going to store with this five senses, right? And based on your belief system, the things that you grew up with, your attitudes, your, the stuff that you learn, your own language patterns, you're going to go and store your data, right? So when you store your data, I think I should say, you can go to Google and there are n number of pictures on the communication model. But what I mean to say is there are 3 filters that we all use to do this. And that is generalization, distortion, and deletion. We do deletion, distortion, and generalization. And why do we do these 3 things? This is the only way every human being operates. We do this to eliminate the data that doesn't make sense to us, based on our perceptions, based on our belief systems, our attitudes, and the learnings that we did in school or the friends that we hung out with. So, and eventually what happens, right? Eventually that's going to create a state of mind. Right now, this makes me remember a beautiful saying from Dandapani. He says, where your awareness goes, your energy flows. How beautiful is that? So if your awareness is in an anger state of mind, how would you feel? Your attention and your energy goes there. So that's why it's so important to understand how your mind works. And especially the filters that we are putting with this deletion, distortion, and generalization, we generalize lots of data. And I believe we definitely need to understand how to put the filters in the right way. Of course, Bhagavad Gita helps us, but the practical methods, I believe if you get this NLP, it's going to be really, really helpful in the professional life, in your personal life. You would build rapport with anybody, how you want to talk. And there are a lot of presuppositions the NLPers use. There's a meta model, Milton model, and you know, the great techniques that we would go at last with this thing, which is running in my mind right now. Your journey begins from your inner self, right? You want to join me with this knowledge?